Hey guys, and welcome back to Baddie in a Book. My name is Gabby, and today we have another haul. We're gonna have a lot of these on these channels because book buying in itself is a hobby for me aside from actually just reading. So y'all already know what the deal is. But I actually placed another order at Bookoutlet, and I actually got a box this time that came with a little message on it, which I'm so excited. But I have two boxes from them. So first of all, I was so excited that the box actually came with the box I see everybody else unboxing on YouTube. It says, warning, may contain awesome books. The last time I ordered from them, if you watched the last haul that I did from Bookoutlet, they didn't have, it was just a regular schmegular box. So I was low-key kind of disappointed. So we're going to go ahead and open the little tab thingy. Anyways. Let's try this again. Let's try the other one. Oh no, they taped this one up. Wow. That was a fail. So, ow, motherfucker. Please send help. There we go. I ripped it. Rip it. Like from Medea. Rip it! Okay, wait, hold up. So I went back on the website after I placed my last order because the deals were so good. I just kept eyeing the website and then I ended up finding more stuff. So I placed the first order on September 14th and then the second one on September 15th, which consumes all of the books that I'm going to show today. And I didn't receive them until October 4th. So the shipping time is a little bit longer. I would assume it's a combination of the fact that it is a bargain book buy, and then also the fact that I'm pretty sure that they send the books through media mail, which naturally media mail takes longer than just regular standard mail. So I'm gonna chalk it up to that. I love the selection that we have today. We have a little bit of variety, a little bit of everything. So we're gonna just jump right into it. The first set of books that I picked up, I'm not going to actually show them in this video. I'm just going to give you like a little sneak peek because these are actually books I'm going to save for a haul closer to Christmas time. These are holiday books that I picked up, and I am really looking forward to showing these along with the other books that I'm going to do a big collective haul of. The next book that I picked up is called Parachutes by Kelly Yang. I really don't know what this book is about, but I do know that I have been having my eye on this book for a very long time, and I finally decided to pick it up because it was on Bookoutlet for way cheaper than I've ever seen it anywhere else. And because this was merely a cover buy, I didn't want to spend too much money on this book. I didn't want to pay full price for it. I think on Amazon it was like $10, and then on Bookoutlet I ended up only paying like $5 for it. So that was good enough for me, and I'm actually surprised that this is so thick. Like, this one is thick. She thick. The next book that I picked up is called Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. Now this one follows a young girl by the name of Simone. It is a YA novel. First and foremost, the cover is so pretty, and it follows her. Essentially, she has an interest in this guy, and she's trying to prevent the word from getting out that she has HIV, but she really likes this guy, and so they're getting to know each other. Things are getting heated. You know, if sex becomes a possibility, it kind of follows her on her journey on how she tries to tell him. The one thing that I'm really interested in, and I hope that the author goes into kind of like, not detail, but kind of puts it in the story as to how she got it, because it's not here on the synopsis. But I'm very interested to see how she got it, and then how she has that conversation as a young girl who's, you know, a teenager. That's got to be such a hard and uncomfortable conversation to have in general. But, you know, we know that, I mean, at least when I was a teenager, my communication skills were not the best. They're still not the best to this day, and I'm a grown-ass woman. But someone who is having to have that conversation as a teenager, that's a very hard thing, I'm assuming, to do. The next book that I picked up, I'm actually going to be using this for a video in the future, and I wasn't planning on buying this one as soon as I did. Like, I was expecting to wait a little while. but this book is called The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I'm actually going to be using this for a video in the future. If you watched a previous video of mine, I'm just going to leave it at that. If you watched a previous video of mine, this was mentioned. So because it was so cheap on Bookoutlet, I thought I would go ahead and pick it up. This book is relatively pretty cheap in like regular retail value, you know, in Target, Barnes & Noble or whatever, but I still didn't want to spend the money on it for this particular purpose. So if you know, you know. The next book that I picked up is called I Know What You Did Last Summer by Lewis Duncan. Now this book is thriller vibes, murder mystery. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that there's a movie out that either has this title or something very, very, very close to this title. Maybe not. I don't know. But it's a short thriller. I figured it would be cool to pick up, and it reminded me of a movie that I saw. Is really what the idea behind this was, is that it reminded me of a movie that I saw. The next book is called The Blossom and the Firefly by Sherry L. Smith. This one follows two characters. It's actually dual POV. So this one follows Taro and Hannah, and this takes place in Japan in 1945. And it follows their love story. It's a YA love story. Gotta love a YA love story. And this one actually follows them while there is a war going on. So I thought that that would be an interesting dynamic to read about. I don't think off of the top of my head that I have any books that have a love story, a romance, also with a war going on, and also back in the day in 1945. So, and the cover on this one is absolutely beautiful. Let me see if I can, here we go. The cover on this is absolutely stunning. The next book is called Learning to Breathe by Janice Lynn Mather. Now, what I really like about this book, insignificant, it's not as significant as the book itself, but it is blurbed actually by Tiffany D. Jackson, which I love me some Tiffany D. Jackson. So this one actually follows a girl by the name of Indy, and she is a young teen. She is trying to hide a pregnancy, and it actually takes place in Nassau County, or Nassau, New York. So a lot of different dynamics in this book. Another YA. It's a YA haul at this point. The next three books that I picked up is actually part of a series, which doesn't really necessarily help my book buying habits, because every time I buy like a portion of a series, I have to buy the whole thing. I can't just buy the couple of books or the first couple of ones, and these ones aren't even the first ones. These ones are like somewhere in the middle. I believe these are books 3, 4, and 5. This is the Napoli Ever After series. I have Napoli in Bloom, Napoli Faithful, and then Napoli Married by Trisha R. Thomas. The first one is Napoli Ever After, of course, and I think there's a total of 7 books. 10 books. There are 10 books, and there are 7 more that I need to get from what I remember. So these covers are absolutely beautiful. I don't think, my other pet peeve is I don't think all of the covers are in this theme. I think only certain ones are in this theme. I think there is a select few that are just completely different from these particular covers. But I've seen the movie, loved the movie, and I thought I would add the books to my collection. And I think that these were only like $2 or $3 if I remember correctly. The next book that I picked up is called Home Home by Lisa Allen Agostini. Now, I believe this one is a middle grade, if I'm not mistaken, but first and foremost, the cover is absolutely stunning. And this one follows, I think it's a coming of age story, essentially, from a girl who moves from Trinidad to Canada. I've never been to either one of those two places, so that's really what drew me into buying this book. I didn't know that this was a short book at the time of picking it up, but this one would literally be a super quick read. The next book that I picked up is called Some Other Now by Sarah Everett. Now, the reason why I picked up this book, what drew me into this one, is not just the cover itself, very unique cover, but also the fact that this takes place from when they're kids and then also when they get to college. So this one follows a girl by the name of Jessie, and apparently like she has these 3 boys in this family. They're all brothers, and they are family when they're kids, and then something happens where they aren't, that dynamic does change. And so it kind of follows the past and the present. So this is another book that goes from the past to the present. Every chapter kind of goes back and forth, and you kind of get to see what happened, and it seems like it's some kind of second chancey romance potentially, or a second chance rekindling of a friendship, rekindling of a crush or something along those lines. The next book that I picked up is called Things That Grow by Meredith Goldstein. Now, this book, the main reason, what drew me into this was the cover. It's absolutely giving. The only thing that I really know about this book, it's another YA book, of course, and this one actually follows a girl by the name of Lori, and she just lost her grandmother, and it follows her on her grieving after her grandmother has passed, and trying to find, I guess, some type of closure with that portion of her life and trying to move on from losing a loved one. So that one is what this one is about. I thought that would be a really interesting read, and it seems to be having some little bit of romance in there as well. The next book that I picked up is called In Search of Us by Ava Delara. Now this one follows two characters, one by the name of Marilyn, the other one by the name of Angie. This one has college vibes in it. It's got some romance in here. It's got one of the characters trying to connect with a father that she's never met, and it just, the cover is absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to read this author. I've never actually read this author before. I've never heard of this author, and that's the one thing that I really like about Bookoutlet, is that they do have authors on there that I've never heard of before. So I am hoping that I'll really like this author, so that hopefully I can read some of her other books. Ooh, so the next book that I picked up is called Paper Butterflies by Lisa Heathfield. Now this one is kind of giving me Cinderella, evil stepmom, evil stepsister vibes, but the thing, I think this has a little bit of a twist to it in comparison to just the standard Cinderella story. This one says on the back, my dad didn't see, or maybe he just didn't want to. So in this case, the dad doesn't pass away like he does in Cinderella, is what I'm assuming. Just based on the back, but that sounds so interesting. And just look at the cover, like look at that cover, like come on now. And the last book that I picked up is called Never Look Back by Lillian Rivera. Now first and foremost, the cover of this is absolutely stunning. I love that. It takes place in the Bronx. It's a love story. It follows these two characters as they kind of work through their trauma and try to love each other past their trauma, from what I gather from the back of the book. Those are all of the books that I picked up from Bookoutlet. It's becoming one of my favorite places to look for books. There was another book listed on there called Fable that I've heard about here and there on YouTube. Let me know if you have heard about that book, and let me know if it's good, if you think I should get it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm so excited to add these books to my bookshelf. The first thing that I do when I'm done getting books is throw them on my bookshelf, or try to organize them on my bookshelf. So that's what I'm gonna go do. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.